Hello, welcome to Topper Machine. I'm Josh Topper, and if you caught Saturday's video, you saw me change out the upper bearing here on the tumbler, and it got a little bit better, but it wasn't quite right, and it was a bit of a job. Now, I wasn't happy with it. I had bought two bearings, so I went ahead and I did the bottom bearing. And I'll put some pictures up here so you can see the process. I hung it from the gantry crane, just picked the whole thing up, pulled the base out from under it, brought the forklift up under it to support it some more. So I had, as you can see in the pictures, some good support there. And then took the bottom, the pulley, the counterweight, and then the bottom bearing. All came off real good, and that bearing was toast. I definitely could tell once I got it off how bad it was. And you know, when I was doing that, when I was running it before, it sounded like all that sound was coming from the top. And when I got down low next to the tumbler base, I couldn't hear it. You know, it didn't sound like it was coming from down there. So that was kind of weird when I went to edit and put the microphone down there and you could hear that bearing was bad. I did not know that, so that was pretty cool to see that. Now, the old bearings, I have them off. I may open one of them up at some point just to see how they're built, but they are a spherical roller bearing. So they are not a ball bearing, they are a spherical roller bearing. So they do have alignment ability. They're a very good bearing, but they're very expensive. I think they were like $680 a piece to buy them new. I found new old stock for $2.25 a piece, so very happy with that. They were pretty dry. Been sitting for a very long time, so I had to grease them up beforehand, roll them over, just make sure everything was good, but they worked out really well. I'm very happy with it. So let's go ahead, start this thing up so you can hear what it sounds like with good bearings, because a lot of people thought these things should be noisy. They're not. That's how loud it should be. Very quiet, actually. But most of the noise is right up here at the top, just listening to the media. So as you can see, that's a lot better, a lot better. I can actually stand next to it. I could have a conversation with somebody. Before, it was loud. I really wouldn't mind being able to just leave this in the shop. So that is nice and quiet. There are more upgrades that need to happen to this. I'm actually going to eliminate that switch. I've got a timer. I'm going to build a kind of a stand that comes up here with a cabinet, and it's a digital timer, so you can set it from like 1 minute to 99 hours. So you can set whatever you want. Most parts will go in there for polishing be 8 to 12 hours, so you can set it, turn it on, walk away. It'll shut off when it's done. So that's one of the things I'm going to do to update this. But very happy with that outcome. Now, we had a lot of really great comments on that video and some great questions, but not a lot of negative. Very positive stuff, so surprised for a change. One guy was negative, he's gone. But a few people had suggested using an extension, and yes, I should have used an extension. I was waiting for the comment, "Where's your impact gun?" I don't use them. I don't feel they're necessary for absolutely everything. So only one person commented that, which was great. There was a comment, and I thought about this after I put it together, but there was one comment. Somebody said, you know, putting a flat washer under the lock washer negates the lock washer. You're right. I thought about that after I had put it back together, the way I took it apart. So those bearings had been changed at some point, and somebody put washers, flat washers, under the lock washers. I just put new ones on, you know, thinking it was supposed to be that way, and then not realizing afterwards. So I did take those flat washers back out, because you do not want a flat washer. That's just a place for it to spin then. So that lock washer is negated at that point. So kind of a bad idea to use that, and I don't know why I didn't think of it right when I put it back together. So I caught it, took it apart, them are out of there, no big deal. A few people had commented on the great idea of testing the grease line before putting it all back together and making sure you got good clean grease up there. That's something I always do on this stuff, because I can tell you almost 100% of the time you'll start pumping grease into that bearing and it's not going to that bearing, it's going somewhere else. So always test your grease lines. And the way I did it is really an easy way. Just take it off right at the bearing, put a rag there to catch it, and pump it until you got the grease you're using, or until you get, until you don't get grease, and then you go figure out where the hole is. So pretty straightforward video. I hope everybody enjoyed it. Now, as you all noticed, I'm wearing something that I don't ever wear, a hat. I got a bunch of hats made that are available in my Shopify store through my website, toppermachine.com. We also have coffee cups. I had ordered 10 of these. They sold out pretty quick. I got 10 more that just came in, and I will be ordering more. And I've also got Anchor Lube in the half-pint tub, which I love these, absolutely love these, and the 8-ounce squeeze bottle. They're in my store as well, so you can pick those up. Plus honey from our own bees. My wife makes lip balm, so you can pick up lip balm, and there's some decals. There's also Sawmill lumber scale. I have one more of those on the shelf. I sold 2 already, and I'm gonna have more printed up here real quick. I gotta get a hold of my guy that does them for me, but I designed that whole thing up to offset the blade kerf. So when you're figuring out your boards, you've got, you know, you're gonna make a 2-inch board, you need a 2 1/4 inch set. So it adds that 1/4 inch to every cut. Now most saws are a 9/32 blade width, you know, insert width. Some are a little thicker, but I went 1/4 inch because it's easy to figure out. And then you're only going to be just a little under your 2-inch. It isn't much. And I found that I'm pretty right on every one, but being able to, let's say you want to saw a bunch of 2-inch, and then you change your mind at one point and you look over at your scale, your actual measure scale, and you can line up to the next line and cut the next boards you want to cut. So it's a pretty cool way I set it up, and we've loved it. Been using it for a few years and just absolutely love the way it works. So check that out. And like I said, I got more stuff coming. We are working on the vice jaws. The material should be here. I'm hoping this week. They're going to be 4140 pre-hard, so they'll be a little better material. Going to drill them, ream them, do all that, and then throw them in the tumbler for probably 6 or 8 hours to polish them. So they will be polished, and then they will be sold in the store as well, hopefully in a couple weeks. So check to the store quite frequently, toppermachine.com. And I hope you enjoyed the video. I got a good video for you next week. And until next time, get out in your shop and get it done right the first time.